joining us tonight. My name is Dawn and I am from Krazy and Krafty. And my husband is manning the computer system over here, but come on, jump back here, babe, and say hi. This is Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Hey,
So if you have any questions or anything, feel free, shout them out. If I'm going too fast, you let me know. If I'm going too slow, you can let me know. If you say, hey, hold up, show me that again, he's gonna let me know because I can't see anything. I can't even see you. So I will start and I will go as slow as I can for everybody. And like I said, if you have any issues or problems or anything, speak up or type it, and we'll cover it for you if I won't go too fast or something. So Gary will let me know.
hey, I wanted to ask too, before we get started, did everybody see their sheet and do their homework?
Yes.
Is there, if there anybody didn't, maybe just use that emoticon thing and give me a thumbs down or something, just so I can't really tell if everybody has or hasn't.
The homework was to cut your mesh, whether it came in on one big piece or a couple pieces, but we needed to make them be 18 inches in length.
Okay.
So does it look like everybody
Like,
did that?
so far, no one's saying they
That
didn't.
they didn't? Okay, that's great. That's what we needed.
All right, this is
All
a
right.
best group. Everyone's replying. Done. I love it.
Yay. All right, let's have some fun. Let's make the wreath. All right, so everybody has their hanging with my gnomies, and that is our little preview. This is what our sign is for this project. And I went ahead and glued on and put on all of these are called cable tie mounts. And this is how we're going to hang our sign on our wreath. And this is our final step, but I know everybody doesn't have a glue gun and we didn't expect you to go buy one. And so we went ahead and we stuck those down. We usually comes with like a peel and stick sticker on the back. And we will put a little bit of super glue and we'll stick it down, and then we'll put the super glue around, I'm sorry, the hot glue around it. So we went ahead and did that step ahead of for you. And then we have our pipe cleaners that we're going to use to attach the sign. And then you've got, I'll have your pipe cleaners out. And this is what we're going to start with. We're actually going to pull aside. You should have 12. And that's how we're going to,
16.
we have 12 spots.
Yep.
So we're going to start with 12. You should have 12 put aside so that we can attach our mesh. So we're going to, let's count out 12. I just use those ones again for my sign. So we're going to start and we're going to attach our pipe cleaners to, and I'm going to see if I can scroll it down here so you can see. And then we also have 2 stacks of ribbon, and the one that has the pipe cleaner around it, that's going to be bow only. Okay. And the stack that doesn't have the pipe cleaner around it, that is going to be your tails. And that's what we're going to put inside these pipe cleaners on our mesh when we're ready. So right now we just have to get our wreath form. That's what these are called. We have to get these wreath forms ready. I don't know if this is caught up to me or not. Attempting to reconnect.
Okay, we'll just keep moving.
So I don't know if everybody can see me or
You
not.
can always hold it closer until it reconnects.
Okay, so down on the frame itself, we have, hope you guys can see me. It's not reconnecting so that I can pinch in and get closer to where I'm working. It's reconnecting on my phone, I'm sorry. So we have these little spots here, lost connection. So we have these spots on the inside here, and then we have the ones on the outside. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the inside first. So we're going to take our pipe cleaner and we're going to stick it in between so that it looks like this, and you're up against one of those little brackets. Okay. And we're just going to make 2 twists. And it's important that you only do 2 twists. Okay. Because we've got a lot of stuff to put inside of these pipe cleaners. Here I am. Okay. So hopefully that'll help. Let me bring it back. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make 2 twists. Okay. on each bracket around the inside too. You can see
On the inside.
right up on
too.
the inside. Okay, so we're gonna move around. We should have 6 on the inside. So it's gonna go around these two up against this bracket. And I'm
Okay.
just gonna make 2 nice and tight, okay? We don't want any loosey-goosey. We want it to not to move when you shake it,
Show them a bad one.
okay? So if I do it really loose, I'll show you, and then your stuff's gonna fall. Because the mesh and the ribbon, these are really nice quality ribbons, they get heavy. So if I just do it real loose, see how it's moving on me already? It's not gonna
Oh.
stay, okay? And then when I put my ribbon in there, it's just gonna fall and be all flumpy, okay? So we wanna make sure it's nice and tight when you go to touch it. And feel free, if it bends your wreath form a little bit, it's okay. That means it's nice and snug and tight, okay? 2 twists, and we're just gonna continue around. And we're just gonna do all 6 on the inside only, and then we're gonna stop.
Anybody's having an issue, please speak up.
If you need to slow down, or if you don't understand, just give a shout out. That's what we're here for. Once you've got your 6 done, you give a thumbs up to Gary. He can let me know if you guys are good, or just stay and wait. I like to work really low down too. That helps if you work really low where your pipe cleaners are, where you go to make that connection. I like to work real low instead of up at the top or down here. So once you've got them done, I just like to lay them down. So once you get it to this point where they're just kind of all laying down and flat in the center, you're gonna give Gary a thumbs up.
This one's moving.
Does anybody need another minute before we move on?
Yes, please. Just 1
Okay.
minute.
Sure.
No problem.
I just recently had a stroke on the right side of my body, and I am sorry. I am slow.
No, you're good. Completely fine. That's why we said at the very beginning, we will go as slow or fast as you need.
Okay, I got 1 more to do. Hopefully I'm doing it right, but I gotta lay them down too.
Yeah, they just push, smush. Kind of makes a star, I guess, in the middle.
I don't know why I'm having so much difficulty getting them to be tight. Oh, they're wanting to be loose.
Let's give them a good crossover and then,
You kind of can kind of hook it. It kind of will hook on itself, and then you can make that second twist.
might be tough
So
if you're trying to do it one-handed.
Yeah.
So then you just lay them down to try to like make a little star.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's not even part of the design. It's just getting it out of the way because now we're going to work on the bottom.
Okay, I'm finally done. Thank you for waiting.
You are welcome. Anybody else?
I think we're good.
All right, so this is why we laid them down. So that we can see where our center is, and then these aren't going to be in our way, okay? So our next ring is the bottom 2 rings. Okay, you guys can see. It's not the 2 we just went around on the top. It's the next 2. And we're going to go directly in the center of these 2. Okay, so it's going to look like this. And again, we're going to make it nice and tight and snug. I like to cross it over. I work really low. That'll help to pull it and do 1 little hook on it because it's got the metal inside, and that'll help. And then, you know, it's tight when it doesn't wiggle. Okay. So that will be in between all the way around. So you're gonna go to the next and do the same thing.
You guys can probably see that when Dawn twists those, it deforms the frame a little bit. Totally fine, and it actually
Yep.
helps keep the pipe
Keeps it
cleaner
tight. Yep.
in position.
As I said, if you bend it, it's totally fine.
I know Dawn makes it look easy. She's been doing this for years and done thousands of these things.
Anyone struggling or needs more time, you let us know.
Yes, I'm not quite. I still have 2 more.
No problem.
Mine's an artwork as it is.
Looking good, John.
Very good.
Thanks, AJ.
Okay. All right, got all of them.
All right.
All right, sounds good.
Anybody else need a minute? All right. moving
All
on.
right, so now we are going to, I'm gonna set this aside for a second so I can show you up close without anything being in the way. We're gonna get our mesh out, okay? We're gonna get our mesh. I know you might need some time to pull your mesh out of your box or wherever you have it. So I'm gonna show you now a method. It's called, we're gonna make a pancake wreath, which means it's gonna be nice and flat. And so if you need it to go in between a storm door and your screen door, it'll fit, okay? So what we're gonna do is if you have your scissors that we had suggested that you needed as a tool for today, we're gonna cut our ribbon with it. But I like to use something heavy at the end of my mesh. And I'll show you here in a second. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, you can see my hands, I'm trying to zoom really close into my hands, is that good? Okay, so I understand this might take some time for everybody. Like Gary said, I've been doing it a long time, so I'll show you the method and then we can slow it down as well, okay? So what you're gonna use are your thumb and your first finger. You're gonna use the rest of the fingers as well, but these are the ones you kind of got your thumbs down and it'll be kind of like a barrier, okay? And then you're gonna take your first finger and you're just gonna kind of reach and grab and walk with your other fingers and pinch as you go, okay? So it shouldn't be big pieces that you're grabbing. You want little pieces, okay? And that's what the scissors are good for. You can put them and weight them down at the end so that you can just walk your little squinch all the way up. Try to keep in the center. I know it's difficult. It doesn't have to look perfect. We just want to stay in the center as much as possible. And it's going to look like a bow tie or a butterfly, if you will. Okay, when you're done. And this here, if you can see, is what we're going to place inside we're gonna do the outside rings that are still standing up. We laid these ones down so they're not in our way. And we have our pipe cleaners open and ready for us. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pinch and roll, walk it up and get our little bow tie butterfly here. And this is gonna sit inside, okay? So like I said, I'm kind of showing you what we're doing right now, and then we'll go and make this together so that you guys can tell me if you need to go faster, slower, or show it again, okay? And this is gonna be, again, only two crossovers. We're gonna just cross it over twice. It's gonna pull real tight against each other, and you're just gonna hook it twice, okay? And that's what we're gonna do on all 6 on the outside rings, okay? So I'm gonna grab another set, and then we can do it together. I fold over the open edges. I just make them overlap each other, and then we just turn it so that it kind of makes like a rosette. Can we see that? How it makes like a rosette there? Okay.
I missed that
So,
part.
we're gonna do together all of them, all 12, okay? So again, I'm gonna take my piece of my mesh. It's easiest if you've got the curl working downward, okay? You see how it wants to curl? That's best for you if you've got it rolled downward, okay? Not up facing you. It'll help you with your curls to make that rosette, okay? So here you see my scissors. It goes out of the shot because the table is not wide enough, but I pull it open. No, okay. Okay, so is everybody ready? So we're gonna make like a little dam here, a little stopper right in the middle where our thumbs are, okay? And we're just going to take your first finger and your thumb are really the primary ones to work. And then the rest of the fingers just kind of walk up with it. And your pinkies will help you to stay centered. Okay. And we're just gonna go really slow. Just try to stay in the middle. And we're just gonna walk up. And I don't know if you can see it, it's little pinches, little. You can see
And now,
that.
did you say make sure your mesh is laying flat down?
Yes,
or-
see there, it wants to curl up. We
Uh-huh.
don't want
So
it up.
Make
We
sure
don't
it's
want it to
laying,
curl back towards you.
okay.
You want it to curl down towards the table. That will help you when you get all the way done with your tiny little pinches. It'll automatically want to curl down for you. And that's the look you want for that, to have the rosettes. I don't know if you can see it. There's like upside down and there's like the curl. So when you go place this inside, you want these little butterfly wings, if you will, or your bow tie, we want them to overlap each other, okay? So when you sit down on top, we want them to be side to side on each one, okay? We're gonna set it inside and we're gonna twist, really hard and twist. Only 2 times, okay? And then we're gonna open it up. And each end will have a overlap. It likes to stick to each other. And then you will just
You're basically overlapping the
go
wings
ahead.
of the
Yep,
butter.
you're gonna overlap over here and you're gonna go through and you're gonna make sure that you just curl with your fingers under to make it look like a rosette.
It doesn't have to be perfect
Nope.
either. If yours isn't quite round or it's not overlapping just right.
It will all
It's
work
okay.
out. It's just a base for your ribbons, okay? These cute ribbons, aren't these adorable? I just love these little gnomes.
So then you want them to carry on and do the whole.
So we are gonna go and
outside.
do all outside, all 6. You don't have to wait for me. You can pull ahead if you need to, if you want to. You guys, everybody has a bow maker as well that Gary made. Gary made these bow makers for you guys. You can use this as a weight too, if you need to. you want to hold your mesh down on the table with the bow maker, you can. And it's better, I don't know, I think it's mostly ladies here, minus John.
Yeah.
If you use the balls of your fingers, if you can, the tips, instead of your nails, that's helpful too, if you can walk it up and not be using your fingernails.
Is anybody struggling to make one of these butterfly bow tie rosettes? Good.
Yay.
Now, when you are tying the bow, when you're tying it on, do you have to twist it more times than twice or
Only 2 times.
only two
Nope,
times?
got lots more still to go in there.
Later, we're gonna put ribbon in there, so every
Yep.
time you twist it, you lose a little bit of the length.
Yeah, so every time you twist these pipe cleaners, they get shorter and shorter and shorter. And we've got mesh to put in there and we've got 2 ribbons to put in there in layers. So we want to make sure that we don't run out of pipe cleaner. So I just cross it over, pull it really, really tight, and then I twist twice. And again, I like to work right down in wherever I'm at, use my fingers and work down in there. Makes it a little easier.
My cat. is-
Anybody making this as a gift? Or are you making it for yourself?
Self.
Myself.
Nice.
Most people say it depends on how it turns out.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people say that.
If it's
yes.
gorgeous and perfect, I might be keeping it.
Yes,
If it's sideways and looks a little bit off, it might be.
give it away.
No.
I'm taking mine to my white elephant Christmas party
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
as a gift, and I'm hoping my boss will get it because she loves gnomes. So this is perfect. Good
Oh.
party.
Oh,
Do you guys play it where you have to it gets stolen a couple times before it's locked in?
Yeah, and we also like shake dice and put oven mitts, you know, the actual mitts that look like mittens. We put
Yeah.
oven
Yeah.
mitts on, and so you only have a certain amount of time until the next person in front of you rolls doubles, and then once that person rolls doubles, then they have a chance to steal your prize, and then if you don't have it
that's so
open,
fun.
it's really hard to open with oven mitts on, but it's really fun.
That's
Nice.
fun. Yeah, we played that before with like a cellophane ball or something. We had to put oven mitts on. It was so hard.
Yeah. Yep, same thing. Well, it was full of candy and lottery tickets when we did
Yes,
that
yes,
one.
yes, yes. Mhm. And barely anybody got anything. It was hard to get it going.
Yeah, because it's so fast. That's so much fun though. Everyone's yelling and screaming by the time.
Screaming, yes. Yes, yelling and screaming.
Hey,
So-
Lorena, yes, we're doing just the outside 6.
Okay,
Yes.
how many of these are we doing? Is it like 6?
It should be 6 on the outside and 6 on the inside.
Oh,
But right
crap,
now,
it's
we're
supposed to
just
be,
doing the outside. The ones we
Okay.
laid down are still laying down.
okay.
So we're not doing the inside yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
If you started, it's not the end of the world.
Nope.
You can just leave it.
No, I was just about to, and I thought I better
Okay.
ask.
Yeah. Nope. Because we have to work in layers, because if not,
Yeah,
we're gonna get all scratchy and tore up. So we're gonna put our ribbons in on this layer as well. So this whole thing's getting set aside before we can do anything on the inside. So, if you are completed on the outside 6, you can pull out your ribbon that is not in the pipe cleaner, not the little gnomes with the gray plaid. That's later.
You can't see it.
Not
Okay.
this, not this little one with this gray. Not these with the pipe cleaner.
that's
we're
the
gonna-
bow.
That's the bow. We're gonna work on this one, these 2.
Okay.
So you can pull the big gnome heads and the red and black buffalo plaid out.
Only the 2.5 inch,
Yep,
the
the-
wider
That's
buffalo
the
plaid
same.
ribbon. It's kind of-
Okay, so the
Yeah.
gnome heads.
Big gnome heads and the big buffalo plaid.
Okay, got that. Wait a minute. This one says bow only.
Yeah,
Is
don't
that the
touch that
one?
one.
Don't touch, that's
Oh.
the baby gnomes.
Put that one
with the
aside.
gray.
All right,
These are the two that we're going to be cutting after we're
Okay.
done with this mesh.
all right, I see it now. But you're only, now, please, we're only doing the one outside, the 6? We're only
6 on
doing
the
that?
outside. Yep.
Uh-huh,
6
well,
on the outside, yep. We're
Okay,
not doing the mesh on the inside yet. We have a method to our madness, and I'll show you why in a minute.
Boy, thanks to whoever put all this together. That was a lot of work itself.
That's what we do. You're welcome. That's what we do. That's what actually we are, crazyandkrafty.com, and it's with K's.
I looked you up on Etsy.
You did? Oh, thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
So we sell wreath kits and things so that you can do stuff like this, home parties or at home or virtual like this.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Thanks. We had a lot of fun last year. We had people from Hawaii and everything join us. It was fun. Because we
Wow.
did, it was called Let It Snow Somewhere Else was the wreath we did. So, oh my gosh, it was a big hit. Yes. And we have that virtual still on attainable. So that was, yeah, that was fun. Lots of fun.
So it looks like Dawn's wrapping up the last one of the 6 on the OD. Does anybody else need a minute before we start into the ribbons?
I'm on my last one.
Okay.
I just made a sunflower wreath out of the mesh. And it turned out pretty, I guess. It was okay. I needed someone to show me, really.
Aw. Well, now you'll have this to refer back to because this is
Yes,
being
yes,
being
yes.
recorded, so you can go back and be with me anytime you need to make a wreath.
I love all of the ribbon. It's just beautiful. I love it. I'm
Aw,
excited about it.
Thanks.
Good.
We have fun picking out stuff. All right, so when we have our first, let me make this a little bigger. All right. Sorry. It's giving me pluses and minuses. I don't know what that means. Okay, there we go. So when we're done with the bottom ring, we should have them all curled. Every single one of them should be overlapping each other and curled under. Okay, so now we're gonna pull out our
Are we
ribbon. I'm
curling
gonna
the outside? I'm sorry. Should we have
Yeah.
curled them this way too? Or just these edges?
Only the edges on the outside go all the way like under like a rosette.
Each one should
Okay.
overlap the one next to it.
Each one should overlap the next one. They should not be like up to each other, making like room next to each other. No, they should be overlapping each other.
Okay, I gotta
Okay.
do some straightening up here then.
Okay, so some people have like one long piece of ribbon. Some people have a couple pieces of ribbon like I do. Okay. But this is the one that we're gonna work on right now. We're gonna work on our big gnome heads, okay? It says gnome sweet gnome and
So-
gnome for the holidays.
So the reason that you either have one piece or two pieces was just simply on how it was cut off of the spools. It's really, doesn't make a difference. We're cutting it
No.
into even length pieces. So whether you have 1 or 2 or 3 sections, it's totally fine.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our bow makers. And if you can see, I'll zoom in here. You can see the numbers here on the edge, not on the top. We're gonna use that very front edge, okay? And we're gonna make sure you start at 0 because mine's at the 0 here, but some have a 0 that starts out here. We
Mhm.
learned after making them that it's better to line this up with one of the numbers, and mine isn't, so mine's like, you know, the guinea pig. So, but I'm used to it. So you guys all make sure that when you back your ribbon up, you start it actually at the 0, no matter where your 0 is, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our bow maker, if you hold this please, babe. We have our bow maker, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our scissors out, and we're gonna cut our ribbon at 12 inches. And these are what's called our tails, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna line it up at the 0, and then every 12 inches, do the best you can. Sometimes it doesn't work out exactly even, and it's gonna be okay if you have one that's 11.5 inches, or if it's 12.5 or something, and that it's all gonna work out, it's gonna be fine. But try to stay to 12 as much as possible. So line it to the 0, and at the 12, you're gonna cut it, okay? And we're gonna be cutting them in 12-inch strips. You should have 12-inch strips of this gnome when we're done, okay? I have to turn this around now so I can see as well. 'Cause I'm gonna be
There's
cutting
something
with you.
that your grandma gave me.
If you cut them too long, your last tail will be short.
Yes.
Like maybe 10 or 11 inches. It's not the end of the world.
Nope,
So try to be as
But
accurate as
try to do
possible.
as best as you can
For 12
to
inches.
make all of them 12 inches, okay? And we're gonna do the same thing with that buffalo plaid when we're done with these giant gnome heads. The black gnome.
So when you're done, you'll have 2 piles of 12-inch ribbon cuts. 1 pile of gnome heads and 1 pile of buffalo plaid.
Yes. Okay. We have a newfangled little gadget here that we're using, and if you see me sometimes moving the screen around, it's our Mevo. It's our camera so that I can zoom in specifically for classes for you guys.
Yeah, that's on my Christmas list for sure.
It's fantastic.
And John, the new setup they have is they sell them in a 3-pack. And you can link all 3 and change from cameras as you go too.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you can do like an overhead, a side
nice.
shot, and an up close, and you can run them all at the same time. It's pretty cool.
I taught a drawing class a few weeks ago, and that would have been incredibly helpful.
Well, hopefully Santa's good to you.
Oh, we can hope and pray.
Hopefully you were not on the naughty list.
Yeah, well, that's asking a lot of me.
Ah,
Is anybody wanting anything craft related for Christmas?
Always.
Anybody have a Cricut?
I do.
I do.
And do we love it?
We love it.
Yes.
not the easiest thing to learn.
No, it isn't.
What's a
It was
Cricut?
a box for a while. I was
Yeah.
scared.
What's a
Once I
cricket?
got it out, then
It's
I went and bought
intimidating.
a
A
Cricut Joy.
cricket is like
Final
a printer for a computer, but what it does is it lets you cut really thin material like vinyl and stickers and paper. and
Cardstock, and
Some of them actually do some thin wood.
so, you know, the bow makers, Gary made those with the Cricut. All this is all,
Really?
yeah, he designed that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Designed it.
appreciated the pegs being glued in because I had one once, but I lost the pegs.
He debated whether or not,
Normally, we sell those bow makers and we ship them with the dowels out
yep,
because it's easier to ship, obviously. But since the boxes
Oh,
were
it's
big
so nice
for-
to have them glued in.
so with the boxes being as big as they were, we said we can glue them in and ship them. That's one less thing for them to do.
That was nice. Because once you lose the little dowels, then you either have to find some that fit or it's no good.
10, 11, 12, all right, I've got 12. No,
How did you do this with the Cricut? Is it sublimated on there or, because mine doesn't feel
Well,
like a sticker.
So you
It
can,
is though.
so you can print on materials and then you can take the printed material, then put it through the Cricut and the Cricut will cut them for you. So it's a combination of printing and then cutting with the Cricut.
Oh,
But you get extra points for using sublimated in a sentence.
I was pretty proud of her.
I just got the Cricut Easy Press, and so I've been playing with
Oh, wow.
like the printing, and then but I thought you could only put it on certain materials. I didn't
See this?
realize. you-
This is
Uh-huh.
made with the maker. Gary cut out these. And it says Krazy and Krafty, and it's got our wine, because we used to have a brick and mortar shop where you could do like a paint and pour, where you could do your wine and learn
Like
what's-
the curtain sips.
the
Yes,
sip. Yes.
Yep.
I think every state calls them different. It's like painting with
Yeah.
a twist. Yep. So
Okay.
she made everybody's aprons for
That
class.
So I have the Air too, I think. So I would love a maker someday, but
I have the Air and the Joy.
oh, the
Okay,
Joy.
so cards.
I love the Joy.
That's fantastic.
Just for something quick, you know?
Yes. I know they have that sublimation stuff now, and you can do cups and mugs and tumblers. We're not into that.
I haven't learned about that, but I'd
Sublimation.
like to.
we have the Easy Press and I was using that a lot to do t-shirts and the aprons.
Yes.
Have a silhouette sublimation
Wow.
and we just got like the etching machine.
Oh,
Or you
wow.
could do 3Ds on it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
We
That's
love the
exciting.
crafts. Yeah. How fun.
Double checking, these are 12 inches too, right?
That's
Correct.
correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I bought my husband a Tech laser engraver last year for Christmas, and he's
Oh.
just now really getting into learning it. And he's been making all kinds of coasters and let's see what else, ornaments and all kinds of stuff. He's having a blast
Wow.
with it. Now he's already ready for an upgrade, but he's got his
Yeah.
his Etsy account up and running, and it's really fun to watch him stay busy.
That's the dangerous thing with crafts and toys and tools like this. Once you get into them, it's like, no, there's a better one. I might need that.
Yep, and then you spend all your time at Hobby Lobby and Joanne and Michael.
She knows us. She knows us.
Spend most of our time at those stores anyways, but not because she wants.
Awesome.
He loves it just as much as I do, maybe more.
Okay, so I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I know zero about my Cricut that I got for Christmas, the Cricut Maker that I got for Christmas, and I don't use it. Gary does.
Wow.
I don't know how to use it.
It's the best gift I ever gave.
Gift to himself. Yep, I got so many things and supplies and everything, and I did one craft, but not by myself. He had to
It's
help
hard
me.
at first and you get,
Yeah, it was
I got
intimidating.
kind of discouraged at first, but
Yeah,
then once you get going,
intimidating.
it's fun.
You're mainly having to use like vector graphic programs, right? Like Illustrator or Inkscape and stuff like that to create your.
It has its own, it's called Design Space. and
Yes.
It's got some nuances to it, but it's, once you figured out a few things and how to make a line or a shape or cut and subtract and add, once you got it, it's not too bad.
We have a
And then-
virtual workshop. Gary used to teach them the classes for the Cricut
Yeah, we had
beginners.
a lot of people asking like, how do you do these things? So we made a class. And
So
we used to
they're like,
teach it.
Gary, please, will you make a class? Please teach us. So we
Do you
have
still do
that.
that?
It's online.
We since we don't have
Etsy.
our store anymore, we did a virtual class and we do a virtual class like once a year.
Like that.
Because typically people get them around the holidays and then they're in January, they're all panicky. They don't know what to do.
Right. Because I watch Mr. Crafty Pants, who really does a great job showing you things.
Oh, great.
Does
But
anybody
I would
need-
like, I would like to know when you do that.
If you follow us on Facebook and Instagram and TikToks and things, when we post classes, it goes to those. So you'll be able to see
Okay,
it.
I will.
Right now on Etsy, we have his beginner class. So if you sign up for the beginner class, it's like $20, I think. You get that or 15, it might be $15. You sign up for that, and then any class that he hosts after that, you automatically get all those free. No matter how many he does, you get them all.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
Does anybody need another minute to cut their tails?
everybody tell us.
Yeah.
I'm still cutting.
I
Okay,
ended up with one about 10.5 inches at the end. Is that gonna be okay?
Yep.
Totally fine.
totally fine.
Okay.
Keep your ribbons out. We're going to do a little bit more work to them
Yep.
here in a minute.
Yeah, we are.
If you've been involved with someone else knows this, call me. Let me.
John, was that you that said something about Inkscape?
That was
Yeah,
not
I
us.
I was
That was
asking,
John.
yeah, if the Cricut was using, just, your normal, vector drawing programs to create like an EPS file that cuts from,
Yeah, my husband uses the Inkscape for
laser engraver.
the laser engraver, yeah. And it reminds me a lot of Design Space.
Really?
Indeed.
If we have a piece that's shorter than the others,
No problem.
should we put it at the front, the middle, the end?
It won't matter.
Okay.
We're gonna do some more work to them, and there's gonna be layers, so it's okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Won't matter. Yes.
You're welcome.
Let me know when everybody's good. Throw a thumbs up there. Good. I'm good.
Okay, I hear a lot of I'm goods, but so just before we get moving to the next step, is there anybody who needs another minute? Okay,
All
moving
right.
on. John's waving ribbons. I think he's ready.
All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, it's called dovetailing. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our scissors out again. And what we're gonna do is we're going to make the ends of our ribbons on each look really, really pretty. Okay, so let me zoom in. Ooh, fancy. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my ribbon, and this is wired ribbon. It's the only way that this works, excuse me, on these wreaths is if you have wired ribbon. You're going to put your wired edges together in your left hand, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut towards the table. We're gonna cut down at an angle towards the metal. You have to put the two together so that when you cut and you open it up, so normally what we would do is if we were facing the other way, you would see it differently, but I have to do it this way because,
So show them a bad cut. So,
okay.
and
Well, I
here-
don't want to ruin it on this one. Let me get a spare piece.
Here, and another thing here is if you're trying to avoid not cutting the wire. So if you're cutting through wire, you're doing something wrong pretty much. John's gonna get a scrap piece of ribbon. We're gonna show you what a bad cut looks
All
like.
right, so here's some of my leftover Valentine ribbon, okay? And I have this piece here too, like
Just use that.
earlier. Yep, I can use this as well. Okay, so if I put the two metal together, okay? But they're like in my right hand and not my left hand. If the two metal edges are together and I cut down, I get a point. We don't want a point. We want a dovetail, okay? We want 2 points. If you guys can see that,
So you start
not
cutting,
one.
you start cutting at the fold.
So you want it to cut on the soft side and go towards the metal, okay? Not from the metal. If you start cutting and you are in metal, you're wrong. Flip it over, okay? Does that make sense to everybody?
So flip your,
Not yet, but I'm watching.
Okay,
yeah,
so,
I'm not understanding either. If you
Okay.
flip your wired edges.
so what
toward-
you want to do is put them together. So right now they're open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
bend it, so it's like a taco, okay?
Mhm, yeah.
And now I've got the wired
Okay.
edge is in my left hand, and this is the soft side. I'm gonna cut through the soft side
Okay.
down towards the metal. So when I open it, it's dovetailed. And we're gonna do both ends, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing. Here's my gnome. My gnome faces should never be cut. Does that make sense? We don't want that to be first, you know, this side. That's like, you want the red edge. If you start cutting the red edge first, that's wrong. Because that's where the metal is on this one. So I'm gonna
Oh, I
cut
feel like I'm gonna do it wrong.
down towards. When you
If you
open it up.
if you have questions or you're worried about it, just ask again,
Yep,
because we're gonna do a lot of these and
We
you
have to
want,
do-
you want to have these right.
yep. And it makes it shorter and shorter and shorter if you have to correct them, okay?
I did one.
Yeah, and it happens.
And
It's
it-
not the end
Oh,
of the world.
absolutely happens.
Now you don't
Okay, I got it.
cut the wire.
Yeah, ideally, you don't cut wire.
Correct. You're
If
gonna
you
go
start, if
to
you
the
start,
wire.
if you start cutting and you're right into wire, you know it's wrong. You want to be cutting into the folded, soft material and going towards the tip where the edge, where the end of the wire is.
Okay.
Can you put that light on? There's a shadow. Is that-
And is there a way to cut that V shape too big?
No, not really. You just want to take like a 45-degree angle.
Turn that light on. That might help. Does that help? So we're just gonna make piles. And we're just gonna go through and do all the domes and all of the buffalo plaid.
Every one that you just cut into 12-inch lengths needs to be dovetailed on each end.
Yes. Christmas music playing.
I don't hear a whole bunch of people swearing, so it must be going okay.
You're not hearing my brain.
Ah,
I mean, a lot of people are on mute too. So.
ah.
My
That's
brain
true.
is totally freaking out.
I bet somewhere sounding like an old like Deputy Dog cartoon where like where's a friend?
I love Deputy Dog. That's my era.
The first one I did it wrong and I laughed.
Yeah,
That's all you can do is laugh.
and then typically, once you've done one wrong, it kind of
Yeah.
just, like,
Set you
okay,
up to be like, okay, nope, other way.
really, it's a really quick learning curve.
And that one you do
Yeah.
need to fix though. You do need to make it.
I
as a-
fixed it.
Okay, good. Good.
Move your camera back a little bit. It's hard to see what you're doing.
What am I doing?
There you go, that's better.
Like that?
Yeah. You were working at the top of the screen, it's hard to see.
I was trying to be closer to the camera. It's all trial and error. This part here is probably the part that takes the longest. So that's why we had you guys do a little bit of homework.
I feel like the cleanup is what's going to take me the longest.
The what?
Clean up,
Oh, the
little
cleanup,
pieces around
the
everything.
little pieces. I just make a pile.
Yeah, I'm making a pile too. It's just not a very organized pile, and it's like there and everywhere. Cats like it.
We were excited that you were making one too, John.
Yeah, me too. This is awesome.
Our little Christmas present.
Now, I probably shouldn't be telling you guys this, but if you're brave and you want, if you're like maybe want to do some more of these at home later or do another time, you could always put 2 or 3 in your hand at the same time.
Depends on how thick the ribbon is, but like right now, I'll put 2 together. I don't want to scare you, but I'll put 2 together and cut. You know, go twice as fast.
Let me try that.
But I've been doing it a very, very long time, so.
Do together. Let's try that.
And if you're super, super duper brave, you can put all 4 together.
So 2 together and then fold them in half.
Yep, 2
Yikes.
together. That's how I do. When I'm not teaching. And I can cut both ends of 2 at the same time.
Magic.
I used an industrial shear and got through 18.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
nice.
There we go.
How's everybody doing?
Hold on.
I'm
Hey.
done.
Done. Done.
Good job.
And we just throw these little pieces away.
Toss them in the tray.
I like to clean up as I go.
Smart.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Were we supposed to be doing the red and black the same
Yes,
way?
all of it. Yes, red and
Oh.
black and gnomes, both.
Rep, I'm not done. I didn't
Oh,
know,
No problem.
I didn't know the red and black had to be.
I'm
All the
gonna, I want to
tails.
double check something here with you, Dawn. Someone, Nicole asked, should the gnome heads be up or down? And I said, doesn't matter
Not
for
yet.
dovetail. It will matter when we're putting them into the wreath, obviously, but for cutting purposes, so long as you are making a dovetail on it, it should look the same from either side of the material.
Looks good so
Yeah,
far.
they won't make a difference.
Oh, sorry. I didn't. Just trying to take my time and do it right. And I didn't do the red and black.
No.
But you did it right, so you're good.
Yep.
Not gonna lie, a little jealous of some of your guys' weather, Texas and California and Florida. You guys all got some.
Texas
warm-
is cold today.
Well, what's cold to you?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess, I might not say.
Because ours is, let's see, right now it's 33 degrees in Michigan.
That's chilly.
No
That is
bit.
cold.
37 in Chicago right now.
No,
Oh, It's 59 in the city I'm in, so I'm sorry.
It's
But
37
when there was a
here in
little wind, it was a
California.
little chilly.
Oh, Wisconsin 33.
Wow.
It's 37 here in California, and we had snow this week, but I'm originally from Wisconsin, so I'd much rather deal with this cold than Wisconsin cold.
Oh my
Wait.
goodness.
What temperature is it?
I
in
saw
California?
that snow in California.
37. I'm way up on the border of Oregon and California.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's his birthday. I wonder if it's snowing.
Well, I won't rub it in. It's 62 in Florida.
Hey, you said you weren't gonna rub it in.
she did it.
It's okay. I'm going to Tennessee for Christmas and I'm gonna have to see, in our house, snow is a very bad word.
Colleen says, we used to be stationed in Arkansas. I don't miss those winters.
Oh my gosh. I know that's right. I want to be in the South. I'm ready to move.
Oh, I was born in Alaska.
Oh, Alaska. I'm sorry. I thought AK was Arkansas. Alaska. My bad. That would be brutal.
Our daughter wanted to go to Alaska for school, for college, and then I don't know why she changed her mind, but she still ended up really cold because we're in Michigan. She went up to by the UP. Too cold for me. I'm ready to move.
Okay. Is anybody still cutting tails?
My
Dovetails?
last tail, my last
right.
one. Okay, done. I'm probably the oldest one. I'm 68. I'm probably the oldest and the slowest and the dumbest.
Oh,
No,
There
no,
we
no,
go.
no, no.
Nobody's
Don't say that.
done.
Can I have that, please? Don't say that. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna make alternating piles with our ribbons, okay? So what I like to do is I like to put my favorite ribbon on the top because that's the one that's gonna be predominant when you make your wreath, okay? That's the one that's gonna show the most on the wreath. So if you like the buffalo plaid better than the gnomes, then you're gonna wanna put your buffalo plaid on top. But if you like the gnomes better than the buffalo plaid, you're gonna see them both. One is just gonna be a little bit more predominant, okay? So I like the gnomes because it goes with the sign. So I'm gonna make piles. That's gonna be a gnome and then a buffalo plaid. All right, and so we're just gonna make piles. And what I like to do, actually, let me back that step up a minute. And it makes it even easier, is if you fold them to each other. And then we're gonna stack them up. So that way we have our center found for us, okay?
Hold them how? Just in the middle?
Just in half, yep, put your
Just in half.
tails together. Doesn't have to be perfect.
tails together.
This helps us to find, I'll show you, let me zoom in here.
Yeah, that's better. Please
Okay.
zoom.
So I'm just folding it. I'm just put my tails together.
Mhm.
I'll open it up. I'll take the next one. I'll show you. So I just line them up the best I can to each other. And then I just put my tails together. And this helps us find our center for the next step. This is our center right here, this fold line, okay? And so I'm just making sets, making piles. And then it makes it nice and easy to grab and find our center for the next part.
Well, my tails don't match up.
It's okay,
some of
just
my-
go ahead and find the center of both and it'll be fine.
Okay.
As long as one isn't like this, all long, long, and then we got one that's super short on the end. We don't want that, okay? Line it up and do it as best you can. And then just put it in half.
And they're both right side of the fabric, right?
Yes.
I guess the plaid, there's no difference.
The plaid's kind of
Well, it's
universal on both
tricky,
sides.
yeah,
It's hard to get a bad side on the plaid, but there's
Sure is.
obviously a bad side on the gnome.
definitely don't want the bad side on the nose.
That's my
Right.
little black sheep wreath making, you know? Show the back of all the ribbon.
All right. All right, so I've got my stack of my ribbons here, and then I pull my wreath back over. And now we're gonna work on those stacks as soon as everybody's finished.
Does anybody need another minute?
Yes, I do, please.
Okay.
Not as fast as I'd like to be. Now, I wanted to ask something. Are all of my gnomes supposed, their faces should be facing a particular direction?
At the minute, it's not gonna matter.
Okay.
When you make your pile though, you can
Mhm.
see, I have all
Yeah.
my folds are together.
Yeah, my folds are together, but I gotta read you this. My gnome doesn't look correct. There we go.
They should all be
I'm so sorry.
in the same direction.
I still have 3 more to go, so I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
3 sets, I should say. Okay. There it is. Caleb, come down here and call Hunter for me. My son that's in the Air Force is trying to call in to me because he's stuck in a snowstorm.
Oh, no.
You have Hunter's number? Please call him and see what he wants and tell him that I'm doing my class. Thank you. All right, I'm finally done. Thank you for waiting on me.
No problem. Okay, so we wanted to make sure we have a little bit of room for this next part. Okay, so we folded our ribbons and so that we could find our center, okay? So we're gonna open it up. Kind of makes like the center kind of sticks up for you right there, right? When you've got them opened up, they're just directly on each other still, okay? There. Okay. So now that we've got our center found already for us and it's raised up, okay, we're going to use our first fingers and our thumbs again. And that's really all we're using this time, little pinchers, okay? And we're just going to walk up the ribbon. Okay, and what you want to do is you're just going to take your fingers and you're just going to kind of pop that little thing that's like right there. You can you feel it and you see it. Just going to pop the ribbon so it makes it kind of make it so like a spider, like an arc. Okay, does everybody have
is-
that part?
Is it
I'll do it,
about three? You get about 3 folds or one?
And you just get 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like a pinch.
Yeah, 3 or 4 little pinch
Yep,
folds.
just tiny little, and then you want to pop so that the ribbons come down for you, okay?
Okay.
And then we're gonna bring our wreath over and we're gonna work in those pipe cleaners that we have waiting for us, okay?
Mhm.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick the ribbon down inside of one of the pipe cleaners that's open here for us. And this one, we're gonna twist about 4 or 5 times, okay? This is our finale on this. But they have to be really tight because if you don't have it tight, your ribbons will move and then they'll sag and come down. We really need them to stay in the center because we're gonna open them up and fluff them. So you need some resistance, okay? So I'm gonna cross it over really tight and then I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 times, okay? And then when you have that, then you can take your scissors, or if you own clippers, which we didn't say that you have to have it, you can use your scissors. And you're gonna clip off those little pieces of pipe cleaner, okay? And then we're just gonna tuck them under.
Do you want them to leave those until I kind of get a feel, make sure they're doing everything right?
Kind of
Or
if
do
you
you
want
want them
to.
to clip as they go?
I clip as I go, but if you don't feel comfortable enough, you can wait till you do all 6. Because if you go back in, you'll be short on your pipe cleaners. You'll be missing some. They get really, really tiny once you've done it, but on this one here, I'm not sure that they would.
They had to undo them. I'm only
Okay,
asking.
if you have to undo them, you can leave them long if you want. And what Gary's saying is if you put them in and twist it 5 or 6 times, then you just move to the next one and all the way around and make sure you've got them in the right way and then go back and clip them off. Does that make sense? When we open up our ribbons, this is why we do it really tight, really, really tight, so we have resistance. You guys can see what it looks like, okay? When you open them up, it's gonna be every other, okay? So you're gonna have it every other ribbon, so it's gonna be gnome, and then buffalo plaid, gnome, buffalo plaid. And you're gonna wanna make it so that it's pretty much half your rosette down, like a sunburst. And we're gonna continue that all the way around on the outside ring that we did, okay? And that's why we didn't do the inside yet. We didn't do the inside yet because it's very hard to get to. If you layer it all with your mesh, then it's gonna be hard to find your outside pieces, okay? So that's why we work on the outside and we work on the outside in. Okay, so we're gonna take another one of our folds.
And is your little piece that you cut, are you trying to hide that or?
Yeah, we're gonna tuck it under. So what you do is you cut it and then we tucked it
Oh, okay, I missed
Better
that part,
so
I'm
that-
sorry.
so that you don't see it. I don't know if you can.
Yeah,
And then it's hidden. And
Yeah.
especially if we're gonna have another layer go on top of that, okay? So I've got my fold again. I'm doing my baby little pinches. I'm gonna pop it under. And then I'm gonna set it down in my next spot, okay? My ribbons are side to side. I'm gonna pull really tight. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now If you want to leave them up and open, you can. And you want to make sure that you do every other. So this one I ended with the plaid. So now I'm gonna have the gnome touch that plaid so that we continue with the every other pattern, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and cut mine. Leave a little bit of tail there so that I can tuck it underneath my tails. And you're gonna be playing with these ribbons and fixing them for a long time. Every time you do that, you can't help it. You just keep fixing them.
Typically, you'll adjust them until the moment you hang it on the wall or the door.
And then even
you
then,
Give it one last tweak and then you might not touch it for a while.
or you might look at it and go back and look and go back. So we're just gonna continue that all the way around the outside. Tight. 2, 3, 4, 5. We just open them up.
Have I done something wrong? I'm not, I have one end that's closed.
One end of what?
The ribbon, have I failed to cut something?
Go ahead and do one more, Dawn. Dawn's gonna do it again, nice and slow.
I don't understand closed.
Okay,
Are you saying one of your bundles?
yeah, my bundles are,
Did you open up,
Can you
did you
open
open
up-
up the bundle?
Both pieces
yeah,
should be on top of each other.
yeah.
And then you're just going to walk it up the middle.
Oh, that's what I did wrong. I didn't open it up. That's what I did wrong. To
I'm
walk
glad you
to,
asked now. Now you got it.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Sit over.
So we should have 6 on the wreath by the time we're done.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I've got done, and now I've got to go back in here and untie that. I did 2 that I didn't open up. I just started taking my thumb and my finger and walking.
Good thing you caught it now.
Yes, yes, it is. But I got a whole bunch still to do. And this is really difficult for me, just trying to take the pipe cleaner, because after the stroke, I don't have very much use of my right hand.
Sure, that's difficult.
Yes, it is very. Okay, now, I don't know where I am.
So then don't have to get too worked up about it, because we got this recorded and we'll make sure it's available for you to watch, and
Yeah,
Go
as
over it.
many times as you need.
if you need to review it a couple times and go through it
Okay.
nice and slow, it'll be there for you.
And I'll go ahead and I'll send that link out for the recording, right after we finish up here. It'll probably take me about 20 minutes to get it there, but I'll get it up pretty quickly so you guys can jump right into it.
And now, please tell me again, we're doing this on the inside of that second row right?
Correct. We are doing it. I'm gonna show you here. I have an empty spot. This is our rosette.
Uh-huh.
This is our pipe cleaner waiting for our
Yeah.
ribbon. We've only worked the outside. We have not gone into the inside. They should still be laying flat.
So we're working on only the locations that have mesh in them.
So we should have like 6 on there right now, right?
Yes.
6 and stop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. All right. I have the 6 finally.
What's up now?
It already looks pretty.
Yay. All right. So I'm gonna zoom it out here. So hopefully everybody's looks a little bit like this.
Yes.
Similar, I hope.
Yes. Yes.
To this. Okay. So we can see the red mesh on the top.
Looks good, AJ McKinney. I saw yours too, John.
Yes, I think mine's working.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, I see you too.
I think I don't know how to work my phone to get you to be able to see it.
I saw it for a moment. You held it up.
Okay. All right, let's see this.
There it is. Oh, nice. Come along. Very nice.
All right.
All right,
I-
so you let me know when you're ready to do the inside ring.
So
Okay.
So
I'll ask,
everybody's ready.
does anybody need more time on the latest part where we were putting in the tailed ribbons? All right,
No.
Everybody done with their bundles?
we are, sounds like we're caught up.
6 bundles. I should clarify. We're done putting 6 bundles in.
Yep.
We should have 6 left.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good job, everybody.
Yay. All right. So remember those 6 that we have on the inside?
Ones you laid down?
The ones we laid down, we're gonna actually start all over with our mesh again. We're gonna find something heavy. And we're gonna walk it up and do that again. First, we can pull these up if you want to. I'll bring it in here and show you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go inside of these now. So we can pull them up so that you can find them. When we go to put them in, they'll be right there for you. And don't worry about it, because there doesn't have to be any certain order or any fancy way. They're all gonna be overlapping each other, because the goal is to cover that wire. Okay, so when we're all done, you won't see that because of all these layers we've put in. Okay, so now we've got those pulled out and open. Put something heavy down at the end. Our curl works better for us if we have it under towards the table. Okay, we put our thumbs and our first fingers and we start walking it up slow, and we use our fingers to guide as well, kind of just to keep it straight. Really, it can go wonky if you pull only one side like this or only one side over here. So your baby finger, I find, is the most helpful to keep you going straight. Put a little pressure on him. Okay, so then we've got our bow tie. And our
Wow.
mesh should be kind of sort of curling down. Okay, it should be like a butterfly or a bow tie. And we're just going to do the same thing that we did on the outside layer. We're going to do it. Find a spot and just start. Pull it really tight down, okay? 1, 2 and stop. We only do 2 twists so that we have room for all the other goodies. We're gonna find our ends and overlap. Curl under. And we just made another rosette. Okay, don't cut these off.
Oh, gosh. I'm so
I
glad
had a
you
lot of
said
people
that.
like get all into it and they want to cut it off. It's like, wait, we gotta put some ribbon inside.
Yeah, especially when you're coming off doing.
You're coming off of cutting it, yes. So don't cut it yet. We're gonna put our.
So it's kind of battling the other stuff, but that's okay, right?
Yeah, and it does, it likes to stick together. So if you can find your ends and go ahead and overlap them and then curl under, you'll get your rosette again. We're gonna take our bundle and walk it up one at a time. Because it starts to battle. So we're gonna go ahead and stick our ribbon in. Cross it over tight. And this one we can twist a few times and cut. And tuck. And then use that resistance and we spread it open and curl them and we do it every other. Okay. And we're
And then
just
I
gonna
can cut it?
continue to do it the same all the way. You can go all the way around and do all your mesh if you want, and then go back and do ribbon. Can I have that?
Yep.
Thank you. And then,
Yeah, you can
or
cut
you can
it.
do them one at a
You
time.
can cut it, but make sure you only cut after you've got the ribbon in.
Right.
No,
Okay.
don't.
Cut with just mesh, we have a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a problem, unless you guys have pipe cleaners at your house.
I do, but I don't want to cut it.
Leave it alone. Let's wait for you.
John, do I see a pet? Getting in your way?
I have a black cat here who is all about playing.
Helping. She wants to
Yeah.
help.
The other cat has been sitting underneath my desk watching intently the entire time. She has not moved.
And the other one wants to help you make your wreath.
Wants the mesh.
Yeah, hamburger helper and hamburger hinderer. What I should name you. God, now he's in the box with all the scraps.
Well, it sounds like so far, it seems like everybody is picking this up and doing, they're not having too many issues, and that's good. When we had our brick and mortar building, we could walk around and, hands-on help everybody. So it was a little different mechanical, setup way to help everybody.
That's why we went ahead and did a couple things ahead of time for you guys with the sign and everything.
Oh, there, looks like you need that piece that you stole back.
How's everybody doing?
You're shabby.
Slow.
Slow and steady.
Slow, trying to get in to the mesh.
So I just clicked on the view button and I realized I could go on gallery and now I can see so many more people. I can see Ashley and Sarah and Amy and Miss Bellamy. I can see a picture of Tammy. More faces. Looks like everybody's having, hey, I see some smiles. There it is. Is that Ashley or Ashley's family member? Hey.
Hey, I'm doing it with my stepdaughter here, so we're
I
having
love
fun.
it.
It's great.
Oh, great. Glad you guys are having a good time.
Yeah, it's a family thing. Can be, right?
Yep. It's coming together.
Sure is. Is anybody done Christmas shopping? I don't like.
I'm done.
There's a hands up.
Haven't even started.
Oh,
I'm
And
pretty.
if you're wrapped too, we're not friends.
Ah, she's wrapped. Amy's wrapped.
Oh no, all done shopping and all done wrapping?
Yes.
Good for you.
She's one of them.
No,
I want to be one of them.
only the reason I'm that way is I'm going to Tennessee to see my mom for Christmas.
Oh,
So
so you had reasons.
I had to make sure everything is
Yeah,
covered.
smart,
Birthday.
smart
Yeah.
lady. Smart lady.
She's ahead of the game.
I'm never usually ahead of the game.
How's it feel?
Ever.
I don't know that feeling. One day
She could describe it, but we wouldn't understand it.
we would not understand.
Yeah, me neither.
It's a higher level.
I do work from home and I work 10-hour days and I live in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my.
Amazon.
Uh,
Amazon won't even deliver to us.
Oh,
So
wow.
oh, what?
I order from Amazon and FedEx and UPS deliver.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. That is quite a difference. So it's like you live in the country?
I live in the middle of the Ocala National Forest.
Oh.
So people think of Florida, they think of beaches. I think of the forest.
I think of beaches and heat.
It's
Humidity.
30 minutes to the nearest Walmart.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
26 miles one way to take my child to elementary.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
oh, wow.
Secluded.
yeah. Oh my goodness.
When my husband said I could move to Florida, I didn't know he meant he was gonna move me to Florida in the middle of the woods.
Oh, geez.
I mean, it's okay. I've come used to it. We've only lived here a year and a half and I'm used to it, but
You got Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I didn't even have that. I'm in Kentucky, very rural. And I'm like you, I have to drive 45 miles to the nearest Walmart. And it's pretty bad. And our Wi-Fi speed is 1.5. So
Oh my,
that's even worse.
wow.
So I'm lucky if I even get a signal.
How long have you been there?
We've lived here 8 years.
8 years, okay.
So
I'm ready to move. I want to move warm.
I am too. I'd love to move to Florida.
I want South Carolina.
Doesn't South Carolina get quite a few hurricanes?
I don't plan to be that close. to-
Okay, you're not going to be in that
But yes.
particular.
oh, it doesn't matter if you're that close to water. I'm an hour and a half from the ocean and the Gulf, and we still got hurricane.
Yeah, you all had 2 of them back to back.
Yeah.
I had
The
friends
original,
that live, yeah.
when In first came through, he was coming directly to my house if he was going to come off at Tampa. And then he did his little turn and
On the catwalk.
he decided to go the other direction.
Well, hallelujah for you.
We have friends that live in Somerville and they got a lot of heavy rain and winds, but they didn't sustain anything outside of that. So I'm
Good.
hoping to be somewhere maybe around there. We'll see. Goals. I know I don't want to shovel snow anymore. I don't want to scrape my car in the morning. I don't want to freeze.
That's what I have to do. I mean, luckily I have an attached garage, but I don't want to be shoveling the freaking mile-long driveway. End up having another heart attack. No, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I've had a lot of health. I took my second COVID vaccine and I ended up falling and cracking my head. And I had to go had to be stat flighted because there's no hospital around here. And they sent me a $71,000 bill
Oh,
to be,
ouch.
and it only took the helicopter 20 minutes to get me to Louisville. But because I don't know, they still charge me $21,000. I mean, $71,000 for a 20-minute flight.
Yeah, that helicopter maintenance ain't cheap.
Woo.
I think I chose the wrong profession.
Yeah, you and me both.
Now where I am missing one and I can't find my missing. There it is.
I was gonna suggest checking one of your spots because we've had a couple people in class put 2 in the same spot. But you found it, so.
Yeah, I found it.
Where are you guys located in Michigan?
We're about 40 minutes north of Detroit.
We were just there in Farmington Hills.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
we're
really
like-
close to that.
Yeah, like 15 minutes.
My husband's from there. We just buried his grandmother.
Oh, I'm
Aw.
sorry.
At the she passed away here in Florida at the beginning of November, and then we buried her at the end of November because it takes a little time and people were retiring and getting off work, and so it was cold.
Sorry to hear about that.
Hey, John,
It
that's
is
looking
cold.
good. Let's see that again, John.
There.
Yeah.
Nice.
I see some people still working, so I know we got a few more minutes.
I'm still working.
I know. I'm looking at you.
Dahlia, leave the wreath alone, please.
Going to the end.
Looking
Home
good, Amy.
stretch. Finishing this up and then we're gonna attach our pipe cleaners to our sign and attach our sign.
Ooh, get to meet the bow.
Yep. And then our finale will be our big, beautiful bow. Did your sunflower wreath have a bow on it?
I put that moss in the middle and spray painted it brown so that it would look like the middle of a sunflower.
Nice.
Okay. Nice.
I wrapped the moss around a piece of foam and then I just spray painted it dark brown.
Good.
It actually looked pretty good.
Yay. It sounds like it.
I gave one to a friend and then I sold one because her friend saw it. So
Oh, nice.
I guess it was okay.
Oh, yeah.
It
someone
must have
buy it,
been
huh?
better than okay.
Yeah, you know how you're your own worst critic. You just,
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Keep wanting to tie this in a knot.
All right. So our ribbons on this layer should also be the same way. Every other. And opened up, so then. Let's open this up here for you.
Looks like Ashley might have just finished up.
Oh, God. Pipe
Should we
cleaners.
cut the
cut.
pipe cleaners on this other, this next layer too?
Say it again.
You asking if you can cut the pipe cleaners?
On the second layer?
Yeah, so long as the ribbon's in there.
As long as the ribbon's in there and you did it like 4 or 5 times, then you can cut it with like a little, about an inch nub and you tuck it under.
Looks
Okay.
good, Ashley. Thanks for showing that. Oh, very nice, Ashley. You took it off. You had like a blurry background. I could see it when you put it up close, but now that the blurry background, we can see it well now. Looks like you're doing a good job.
Okay, I'm gonna see if you can see mine. Can you see that?
Hey, looking good.
I can't hardly. Okay, so good enough
Yeah, we
for
can
an
see it.
old woman.
Okay, does anybody else need another minute or two? All right.
Wow, all right.
Oh,
Okay,
there's Cecilia. Cecilia's been hers. Oh, beautiful. Nice work.
so we're gonna move this aside. And we're going to work on our sign. Okay. Our hanging gnomes. So on the back, we have the cable tie mounts, and then we have 4 pipe cleaners. Okay. Everybody have their sign out and 4 pipe cleaners.
Yep, I see people
Yes,
messing around.
ma'am.
They got their stuff. Yep.
All right. So let's see if I can.
Sarah, you're using your pipe cleaner off of your bow.
I think I'm short a pipe cleaner. Will I need this one or can I use it?
She's using the pipe cleaner off her bow because looks like she's got 3 pipe cleaners at this point. Can she cut?
Can you
one of
check
her?
the floor, your box, look all around you?
I counted when I first got them and I think I have been 1 short from the beginning, but we're gonna look real quick.
She can use 3 for her sign. It'll stay on with 3.
I
So
can
I
do
would,
that.
I would suggest using 3 pipe cleaners for your sign and save. You'll need that one for the bow for sure.
Okay,
Okay, so I would suggest making sure that you have probably the 2 on the top, okay? So make sure that you've got 2 on the top and then you can do 1 at the bottom.
Yeah,
Does that
so
make
anybody
sense?
who's short, if you're short and you have 3 pipe cleaners for some reason, make sure you're using the 2 at the top of the sign and any one at the bottom.
And either 1 on the bottom, okay? 'Cause that would help it to stay flat probably for you.
Do
You
we
can
take the
always-
twine off?
You can cut,
Yes.
you can cut the twine off. Yes.
So you'll cut at the top, it can, and cut the, if it has, the twine hanger at the top, you can cut that off.
Yeah, sorry, we forgot, we didn't take those off.
I'm 1 step
No.
ahead.
Now I want to make sure, cut the twine off.
Yes,
Yes,
all the way to the staple, yep.
Okay.
So this part here,
Did you find one?
we're going to stick part of the pipe cleaner in through,
do a little closer.
this is the
That's
closest,
close, okay,
okay?
that's good.
So it looks like that, okay? And what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna leave a little tail on this side, and then the length is on the other side. I'm gonna bring these up to each other, okay? And I basically just hold this long piece here, and I just wrap loosely, like it's a vine growing up a tree, okay? Because that's all you really, you don't need to spend your time winding all of that. You want this length because you're gonna be feeding it through the wreath in a minute. So we're just basically getting rid of that tail by concealing it up the long pipe cleaner. So we're gonna repeat that all the way,
So about an inch through. and
more than an inch.
Inch and a half,
It's like this.
okay, 2 inches
So
through,
2-3 inches,
and wrap it up. the other
okay?
piece.
You can see there comparatively, okay? And then you can just, and it's, you twist it at the bottom, but then the rest basically is just, you can see it's, I'm doing it with one hand, it's just loosely going up just to get rid of it. You can see how that is. And we're gonna do that for all 4
Or 3.
or 3.
I think I found one.
Oh,
Or-
good.
I don't know. It just appeared.
Nah,
I asked him if he found one, but he ignored me. So I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, worst case, you could probably add it on after it's all put together still.
That's true. We just have to have an excuse to go to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. Just another reason to go to Hobby Lobby.
What are these little things that you attach to the back called? In
Cable
case we want to
timeouts?
get,
They're used like for people like, they come with a sticky adhesive on them.
You wanna
You
grab
peel it like
one?
a sticker. And then you can adhere to something and then you can run like a zip tie through it or small wires. You can get them in like electrical sections at hardware stores.
Yeah, I don't have any. I was gonna show what it looks like. when
those
I-
are pretty handy.
They are. They come in
They're
different sizes. too.
fantastic, yeah. They come black, white. I will suggest though, if you're putting them on your signs like this, it has a peel back, so, and it is sticky. But we all have different climates and we all have different weather, so sometimes it's cold
Right.
in California when it really wouldn't be, and then it's hot and the sun can hit it. Sometimes depends on where you're gonna hang your wreath. So in order for your sign not to come unattached to your cable tie mount, we try to secure it extra. So I put super glue in the middle, stick it down, and then put a bead around with the hot glue. Okay, so is everybody good? Is everybody done with their,
Yep, looks like everyone's got that on.
everybody's
Yes.
good? All right. So now, excuse me, we're gonna bring our wreath back. Bring it in a little bit. How's that? Good?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got our wreath here, and what I like to do is, we've got 6 spots, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I like to do is I like to find where I want the center part to do. So what I'm gonna do is, here's my bottom center, and I've got like a triangle here, and I've got a triangle up here. So one spot's gonna be for your bow and the other spot's gonna be for your sign. So even though we cut those little tails off, I call them nubs, we still have a little bit of nubs showing. Okay, so I like to take my sign and I like to cover those nubs. Okay, so that you can't see them. So I will place it and look around, make sure it's covering both sides and the bottom. Once I know where I want my sign to be, and it should look like this. Okay, so it's covering my little bit of nubs there, and then the center of the bows here. I'm sorry, the center of the tails. Once I know that this is where I'm gonna put it, I'm actually gonna line it up, and I'm gonna show you, make this bigger if I can. Okay, I work off my table. Okay, because I'm going to take this pipe cleaner and I'm gonna stick it through the mesh straight down, and I'm gonna catch it with my other hand, and I'm just gonna pull it taut and wrap the wire and the pipe cleaner around the wire. Okay, and I'm gonna do that in all the spots. What you wanna do is you wanna do 2 corners first. Okay, so that it's nice and flat, and then the other 2 will just fall into place. So you're gonna find anywhere that you can get through your mesh, and I pull it down off, and I'm gonna flip this over and show you. Typically, what you don't wanna do is turn it over on itself. It's gonna mess up your wreath, okay? So we don't really wanna work on it flat upside down, because all that hard work you did with your tails and puffing them and making them look good, you're gonna smash them, and all that fluffing and everything you did, it's gonna make it a disaster. But if you have to do it, you have to. That's why I always pull it off the table, and that way I can pull and I can feel it. Okay, so once I've got it pulled off the table, I'm just going to,
Zoom up.
let me zoom in. What's that? A little more?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get up here then. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to use up this pipe cleaner now. So I'm gonna wrap it around, pull it tight, and just start wrapping just to get rid of it, okay? Just keep wrapping and wrapping. And you can go around 2 or 3 of these at a time, just so that it's hidden and you can get rid of it, okay? So now I've got that, and I'm gonna line it back up and make sure it's where I want it. And I'm gonna pull it off the table, which I know you can't see me that well right there. I'm gonna pull it off the table, and I'm gonna find another spot underneath.
The pipe cleaners go through the mesh pretty easily.
Yep, right
If
through
you
the
hit a
mesh.
ribbon, it's gonna stop that.
Yep, so just move around it. Find a nice, good open spot. And that's why it works to be able to, if you need 2 hands, that I just now did, to find that spot. Okay, and then I just turned it around for you, but you don't have to turn it around. You can leave it right here like I am right now and just feel it and just start wrapping around the wire, around the frame, just to get rid of it. Pull it taut a couple times, and then you just can tuck it.
You want to tighten up where it's not like a droopy sign, but not overly tight where it's smashing everything super tight either. So
Right.
find something that looks like a happy medium.
All right. So now we've got our sign at the bottom. And I'm going to continue to do the same thing on the other 2. Okay, so I did these, and I'm going to do the other 2 corners.
Stuff to do about it. It's so cute.
Is everybody doing okay on this step?
Feel.
Sometimes it takes a minute, but
Okay,
it's
good.
good to be able to feel underneath there.
You can turn off your video.
I'm gonna just go over there and like wipe
Can't seem to get mine centered.
Oh, man.
Good part about this step is if you center it up and you think you got your sign in the right spot and you start attaching it, you turn it over and you see that you made a mistake, you can undo that and.
That's why
slide
I
it
leave
over.
them long. That's why we just keep wrapping and wrapping. We don't want to cut them off for that reason. It's exactly why it's good not to cut them. We just want to keep wrapping and then tucking them. Because if you go back out and look at it and be like, hey, I don't like it that way, you can always back it out. You can always unwrap and do it again. And then a lot of times your ribbons will get stuck up underneath the wreath. And so, I'm sorry, up underneath the sign. And so you want to go in there and manually pull them back out so that you can see them.
Yeah, it's not, it's distracting. It's taking away from my wreath instead of making it look better. I'm mashing down all my ribbon.
Maybe you've got it too tight.
Maybe I don't even have it on at all yet. I took it off. I didn't
Oh.
like how that looked.
Well, don't forget, we're gonna be adding a nice big bow
You got a
too.
nice big bow that's gonna go up there.
It kind of looks like it takes away from it right now, but I think when you get the bow on and everything, it,
It brings it all together, I think.
yes, it does. I know what she's saying. When I first put it on there, I thought, oh, I like it without it. But
Yeah,
it'll
it's
look
like-
good when
You
it
get so used to it, right? You get so used to working on it without
I
it,
put all
but
this hard
Yeah.
work in ribbon, I'm hiding it.
just for a little piece of it.
Oh, fine. Mesh. The weight of the sign will not tear through that mesh.
No, especially if it's, you have the pipe cleaners attached to the frame.
Okay, I got to put on the frame as well. Okay, that's my problem. Oh. I'm putting it too far down.
You want to position the sign ideally, so it's hiding those little nubs. 3 of them, the bottom 3.
Bottom 3 nuts.
And then we're gonna make our bow next, and our bow will go right up in here. So we'll set this up here, and it'll cover these nubs up here, and then it'll hang down just to the sign.
Looking good, everybody. Thanks for holding them up and showing them occasionally. It helps us to see where you guys are, where you're at for progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good, guys. Thank you. Oh, excellent.
There you are. I was wondering where that ribbon went.
I'm
I
feeling a
found
little heavy metal at the moment.
some.
Nice work, everybody.
Not. Can't seem to get it tied down enough. Your video is stopped.
What's that? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's because we just we're hitting 2 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can fix that. Crap.
We're at our finale. Soon as we have this attached, you guys can bring out your bow bundle.
How's it, John, is that a problem? Do we need to do anything differently?
Mine says
It's not, I
done
mean,
speaking. Your video is stopped, done speaking.
oh, okay. So it's just the video's frozen. Okay. All right. I thought you said the recording was stopping. I got a little concerned.
It is. I don't have any recording. I don't have any. Apparently, it says my microphone is unmuted, but my video is stopped.
Okay, so
And
if you look down, there's a little thing to stop video. There's a little triangle next to it. If you click on that, you might be able to go ahead and select a different camera.
Where it says your video is stopped.
No, down on the bottom of the Zoom window, there's you should see something that says mute, and then to the right of that, it'll say stop.
No, it doesn't.
Or how's your battery? Your battery might be low too. Oh, I just saw your video just came on a second ago. It was just on. Did we lose? Did we lose someone?
I let him back in. It was Yvonne, yeah.
Okay.
Now, my name is Sabra and I'm seeing nothing. It just keeps saying done speaking.
That's weird, Saber. I have no idea what's up with that.
What
I don't
happens if she exits and comes back in?
You try it.
It just says my video is stopped. Okay, I'm gonna leave meeting.
We should wait a minute,
Yeah, we'll give her a second to come
make
back
sure,
in.
yeah. 'Cause we're at the finale.
Okay, I was lost, so I mean, I don't know. I know we're going to do something with the bow.
We pulled out the bowl bundle and we're waiting for Sabra to return back into the meeting.
Right. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
You did.
Yeah,
You're
you
doing
did.
great. Let's see
Okay.
your. Can I see your wreath? Let's see your progress.
Doing something.
Very nice. Good job.
Thank you.
So our next is gonna be with our bow maker. And then these 3 ribbons and our pipe cleaner. That's our next step. And then we'll need scissors as well, because we're gonna dovetail again.
I know Sabra, I think, was saying that she was the one that was really far away from everything and maybe her Wi-Fi. Oh yeah, she had like
She said it
really
Wi-Fi
low
goes out
speed Wi-Fi,
sometimes,
so
yeah.
might be a connection issue.
Well, it's a good thing that she can run back and join in anytime.
All right. Well,
So
let's keep
I
moving.
guess we'll keep,
And if she
up
jumps
to
back in,
John.
we'll try to help.
it's up to John if he wants to give it another minute or two or go.
Good.
Going.
John's thumbs up. Keep
All right.
rolling.
Okay, so,
The recording, so we'll be able to take good care of her.
perfect. All right, so the 1.5 buffalo plaid, this one will be last, okay? And then this one will be second. Actually, I'm gonna make this one second. We'll do this one second, third. That way, when we open them up, we'll be able to see our notes. So we're gonna make this the back of our bow, okay?
So that's our first one.
This will be our first one. Can you see this? The plaid?
Yep.
We're gonna use the plaid one first. Let me take that off, please. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our bow using the bow maker here, and we have these dowels, okay? So I know some have used something like this before and some have not. I know we used the numbers on the side, but when we make our loops, we're gonna use the top numbers, okay? And so the easiest way that I have found to walk you through using the bow maker, this one doesn't have, this one's a double-sided, so this one, it won't matter which side you have up and down, but this one's gonna matter, okay? So whenever I tell you we have pretty side up and then we have pretty side down, that is what I mean by that, okay? So when we do our loops, we'll want to make sure that the pretty side is out, okay? So that's what I mean. This one, when we make our loops, it won't matter because it's the same either way. It's a double-sided ribbon, okay? So we're gonna start out, and we have 8-inch tails, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our measure on the top. We've got 8 inches, okay?
Can you zoom a little
And
closer? Are
I'm
you-
gonna zoom it in if I can.
There you go.
And I hope I'm gonna be backwards for you guys. So you've got 8 inches here. And like we did before, we're just gonna pinch and walk it up. And we're just gonna set it right down inside the dowels. See, it's like an extra hand for me. I love, love, love this bow maker.
Yeah.
Can do anything. It holds, it's like an extra pair of hands for you. Okay, so does everybody have that part? We should have only 8 inches on the one side of the bow maker, and then all the rest of our tail is off. Yes, everybody's good? Nobody needs to wait?
Sabra's back. And you're on mute. You're on mute, Sabra.
Okay, so we've got our 8 inches. Now I'm gonna bring it down towards me. Okay, I'm gonna bring the tail of my bow down towards me. Okay, so it's out of the way. I'm gonna use my finger and I'm gonna hold down that tail just with my finger. And I'm gonna go on the other side and I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna flip it on its back. If it had an ugly side and a pretty side, the ugly side would be up right now, okay? And the pretty side would be down.
And we still have to do it on this ribbon, even though it doesn't have an
Yeah.
ugly side,
Even
because
though,
it helps bunch up the ribbon in the middle.
and it gives it volume. It holds it and gives you some oomph, okay? So I've still got my finger holding. That gives me leverage to flip this over on its back, okay? And the first set of loops, we're doing 3 of them, okay? The first set is gonna be 6.5 inches. So I take my hand right on top of this ribbon and I'm gonna line my pinky up at the 6.5, okay? And I can let go of this and I can go and grab all this ribbon here, this tail on this side. I can go grab it and I'm just gonna stick it down inside, pull it kind of taut, okay? And I can take my hand out and now I just made 6.5 inch loop for my bow, okay? We don't want to smush it. We don't want to make it flat. We put our hand in there and it's like a stopper. You can see, okay, it's stopped right at the 6.5 and I can take my hand out. Now the hand I took out, I'm gonna put my finger there so that I can have leverage like I did the first time. And I'm gonna flip it over on its back and I'm gonna make it be ugly side up if it had one, okay? So that gave me my leverage. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna put my hand and my finger's gonna be right at the 6.5. I'm gonna let go of my finger here and I'm gonna come over, leave my hand there. I'm gonna come and get this ribbon. I'm gonna come and grab it and I'm gonna come over, stick it down and I'm pulling taut, not super crazy tight, but taut. There should not be, it should not be like this because you're gonna run out of ribbon. It should be taut across the top of your hand. And I just leave my thumb there so I can pull it out. So I've got 6.5 here and I've got 6.5 here. Okay, it's holding for me. Let me know when you've got this far. If you guys are all good, you need me to back it up, slow down, do it again. We're going one more time with this on this side. So we're gonna have 2 on this side. We're gonna have 1 on this side.
We're getting lots of thumbs up. I think we're good to go.
This is an awesome group.
I know.
Fantastic. So taking my finger, because I took it out, right? The hand you take it out from goes right back on top. So my finger goes on here. I'm gonna move this up out of my way so I can see my numbers again. And here's the reason why we put that finger there is for leverage. So I can flip it over on its back, ugly side up. And I'm gonna do it one last time. I've got my finger lined up, my pinky here on 6.5. I'm gonna take my hand, that was the finger hand, I'm coming over here and I'm getting this ribbon. I'm pulling it in and taut, okay? And I'm just gonna pull it down straight, we're done. One will be longer than the other, chances are, because we give a little extra for this reason, okay? So we're gonna have 2 on this side, 1 on this side. So it should look like 2 guys. And then we've got tails. Don't worry about them not being even because we're cutting them anyway later, okay? Don't cut them yet. We always wanna wait to cut our tails after we attach our bow and we know where our sign is. so that we don't cover up any words or any print on our sign. So we will always wait on that. So is everybody good? How's everybody doing? We need help.
Everybody's getting thumbs up. And typically what we're gonna do is, if anybody needs time, they'll tell us. So we're doing, I think we're
Doing
still-
good? All right, we're gonna continue. So now we're gonna get our super cute gnome out. And we're gonna do the same thing, only we're gonna reverse it, okay? And what that means is we started on this side, you guys can see. We started on my right for the tails. If you started with your left, it doesn't matter, just reverse it. So I started with my right, my tails. I'm gonna have my tails be on my left now. So when I make my 2 loops, they'll be here and my 1 loop will be on this side, okay?
And we're building right on top
So
of what we
right
got
on
already.
top, we're not taking anything out. We're just gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna move that out of my way so that I can see my numbers and work again. So again, we're gonna do the same thing, 8-inch tail. So we're gonna measure 8 inches and we're gonna walk it up. Okay, but mine is gonna be on this side. I'm gonna have my tails be starting down on my left. So last time I started on the right, this time I'm starting on the left. Okay? I'm gonna make my print be on this side. If you want your gnomes to hang down a certain way, up or down, then you can flip it over, maneuver it from one end to the other. So then you'll see what I'm talking about. Made it so that my gnomes were facing my way instead of upside down. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing.
Is that just a preference thing?
It's, yep, if you don't care, that's fine. It can either be, they were this way, you can see the difference. They were this way facing out. Now I'm got them facing down in, okay? So now we're doing everything the other way. We're gonna start with our finger on the tail side. Now this is where you see how it's going to, I wish I could zoom it a little bit more. When you make your twist, my finger's there for leverage, you twist it one time, it's gonna be ugly side up. So now you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's ugly side up. I'm gonna do 6 inches now. Every layer comes a little bit smaller, okay? Tails are both 8. Now this one, my finger's gonna be on the 6. And I'm gonna take my finger off the tail and I'm gonna come and get this ribbon. And I'm gonna stick it down inside there and I'm gonna make it taut.
I don't want to make my.
Does someone need help?
I think we're okay. Keep going.
Okay, so we've got it at the 6. And I'm gonna take my hand out of the loop and stick it right down on the side of the tail that the loop I just made, my finger, so that I can come over here and make another twist and make it, flip it on its back and put it ugly side up. I'll put my finger, my hand right on top. Take my hand out from here. And I'm gonna come and grab this ribbon.
6 inch.
6 inches on this side as well. Pull it kind of taut. I can take my hand out and stick my finger down there so that I can do it one more time. Flip it over on its back and make it ugly side up. I'm gonna put my hand on top, finger lined at the 6. I'm gonna come and grab the ribbon. And then again, this one just stays straight down. You're gonna have more than you did the last time because we give you extra just for in cases. And I move them out of the way. And then we've got one more layer. Is everybody ready to go to the next one? The final red buffalo.
I think
Not
so.
yet.
Oh, give me one more minute. So a little recap at this point, you should have, your plaid should have two loops on one side, one on the other. And then your gnome ribbon should be just the opposite. Two loops on the opposite side of the plaid two loops.
So should two plaid with one gnome. And then I have one plaid with two gnomes. You can see 2 and 1, 1 and 2. Let me know when you're ready or
Ready.
not ready. If you need more time, you just holler.
Ready.
All right.
All right, so this last one is our 1.5 buffalo plaid. And so we're gonna start like we did the first time. So I'm gonna start on my right where the plaid is. For my tails, it's gonna be an 8-inch tail again. This time we're gonna have 5.5-inch loops. And when we get to the very end, instead of bringing my tail down and being done, we're gonna add a little button loop in the middle. And I'll show you what that means when we get there. So just so you know, we're not done like we did the last time, okay? So we're gonna measure out our 8 inches. I like to move these out of the way. That's the great thing about wired ribbon. You can move them if you need to. All right, so then we've got our 8-inch tail and we're gonna walk it up. I'm gonna stick it down inside and pull it down towards me like I did the last time. Okay, I'm gonna use my finger for leverage, flip it over on its back. This one doesn't have an ugly side either, but we still need to twist it because that's what gives you your oomph for your bows. Okay, and then you're gonna put your hand at the 5.5. Okay. Take your hand out from there, your finger, and come and get your ribbon. And we're gonna stick it down inside and we're gonna be taut. Okay, I'm gonna take my hand out from the loop and stick my finger there. And I'm gonna repeat that. I got my leverage. I'm gonna make a twist, flip it on its back, if it had one. I'm gonna go out to 5.5, line my pinky up on it, come and grab it. I'm gonna stick it down inside a little taut there, take my hand out, stick my finger down. I'm gonna do it again, one last time for this. Move it out of the way, get my finger over there on the 5.5. I'm gonna go grab the ribbon and I'm coming back, but instead of finishing right here and pulling it down and being done, I'm going to do it one more time. I'm gonna take my hand out of the loop and stick it down. I'm gonna twist it one more time. And instead of doing another 5 or 5, anything big, I like to take my 3 fingers and set my fingers there and come and grab it from the other side. And it just makes a little baby loop for the center of your bow, okay? And then you can come straight down. So this will be the only one where you have tails on each side of the dowel.
I need it.
The bow goes on here.
Oh, I see what she's. Oh, yeah, the bow goes.
So you get 4 with that ribbon, but it's a one loop's a
But one of
baby
them's
loop.
only a little baby. So there's
I should be done.
2 5.5s, 1 5.5, and this is about 3 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. So the way that the pattern is set up, I'm gonna move this back so you can see the pattern. I'm gonna move these back. So this plaid one here has 1 loop. I've got 2 gnomes, and then I've got 1 plaid on top of that plaid, okay? And on this side, I've got the opposite. I've got 2 plaid. I'm gonna move this guy back to the center, because I moved him away. I've got 2 plaid, 1 gnome, and then I'm moving these plaid over this plaid. Because we want to show that gnome. And then we've got our little baby in the middle. So now we've got that pipe cleaner that we had that was wrapped the bundle, okay? We're gonna use that now to secure our bow so we can attach it to the wreath, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold our pipe cleaner, do it so you can see me better. Okay, so we've got our pipe cleaner and we're gonna put the ends together so that we have a bend here. And this is actually our top, okay? You can see that? This is their top. This is gonna go down inside the middle part of your bow here, okay? So we want where we left off with this tail, the longer one, that's the side that we wanna put our pipe cleaner down. And we're gonna go right down the middle of this stack of ribbons, okay? So if you bring it up just a little bit off the bow maker, it makes it a little bit easier for you later. So we're gonna bring it up, just have my fingers just a little bit, raising it off the bow maker, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the the pipe cleaner with the bend part, okay? The bend part should be up. We don't wanna see those, we want something to wrap around those wires, okay? So this is our pretty part of the pipe cleaner, I guess you would say, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our fingers, and we're gonna pinch again. It's all about the pinching. You wanna pinch your ribbon together before you take it off, okay? Hold it really tight. We're going to pinch before we take it off the bow maker. Pinch it really tight, and then you can turn it around. And you can wrap and pull your really, really tight, okay? Really, really tight, do your pipe cleaner. You can do it a couple times, okay? And then we're gonna open it up and fluff it. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. Let's get you guys to that step where you lifted it off and then you put your pipe cleaner down so that we have these tails now that we can put through our wreath like we did the sign. How's everybody doing?
If you've got it off the bow maker and you've got the pipe cleaner on it and it's all secure, that's a really good first step. It's going to get fluffed and manipulated.
Yeah, don't worry about how it looks just yet.
Yeah, don't
I'm
freak
going to
out.
show you how just the first and most important part is pinching and keeping it together so that you can get the pipe cleaner all tight.
Yep, looks good,
You can
guys.
slip it underneath and tie it. So what I like to do is I like to fluff my bows and pull my tails down. I'll show you how. Make sure all your tails are down the same way. Okay, we're gonna start with that. Let me open this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so let's make sure our tails are all down the same way. Okay, I'm showing you this way, but you would want it to make sure that they're all down like towards you. Okay, that makes sense. So then once you have all your tails out one way, I turn my bow sideways. I'm gonna hold it and secure it. I'm gonna put that one, and don't be afraid to get your hand in there and like really open it up. So put my hand in there and I'm gonna do my gnomes, one on each side, and then that one ribbon over that. And I'm gonna turn it around and do the same thing on this one, on the opposite. I'm gonna open up the 2 plaid, and then on the 1 gnome, and then the 2 plaid over the other 2 plaid. This here, your little button that you made, we turn it. So you have it on the bow maker. When you were done, it was sideways. We want to make it vertical. We want to make our little button known out there in the front, okay? So that's what it should be similar to.
I never liked my bows.
Hopefully your bow maker helped you and you like it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because you can start your bow and you can go eat, you can answer the phone, you can go to the bathroom, you can come back and it's still sitting on there waiting for you. That's what I like about it, having an extra hand. Okay, so a nice little fun trick too with your ribbon tails is if you take your first two fingers and you hold your bow, you can pull. See how it made that curl? It's kind of like when you do the like on Elf where he does 6-inch ribbon curls. You take your scissors and you can pull it and do that on that special kind of ribbon. You don't do that with this kind of ribbon. You can just use your fingers. You just pull towards the ceiling and it'll make that curl for you.
Oh,
That's such a fun thing to do. A lot of people don't know that little trick, and that is such a fun thing.
I can't see your hand. I'm sorry.
What? Oh, you're off camera. Off camera.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go.
Thanks, Emily.
You can see that now? You just take.
You could just do it.
I'm hanging on to my pipe cleaner in the back. I'm hanging on to it really tight up towards the bow. And then I'm just taking my two fingers and I'm running it up like towards my chin or up towards the ceiling, and it'll just curl for you. And you do that. with
oh, that
any-
made it really a lot prettier.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that a great little trick?
Yes.
People don't know
Yes.
that. See, you guys have a leg up now in the bow making. I see a lot of presents having bows this year.
Amy looked at you like, nope.
So don't worry about the length of the tails yet, okay? Don't worry
They're
about that.
wrapped, but there will never ever be a bow. Maybe since I have this thing now, but
Now, yes, and you have me to come back and do this with anytime, right? You can redo your video. How's your bow, John?
Nope, you're looking good.
Yay! We had a bow discussion prior. So
Just like
yay.
old times.
Just like old time's sake, John.
That's like all.
All right, so we're gonna dovetail our tails later, so don't worry about the tails just yet. Okay,
We're in the home stretch,
We're
everybody.
in the
Hang
home
in
stretch.
there. Hang in there.
so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay down our bow. And we're gonna get an approximate feel. Now this one here is really long. I'm just gonna cut this one to measure the same because this one's really long for me. But the other ones are pretty even to start, so we're gonna dovetail them like we did the tails.
So if you want, you can
you want
cut your
yeah.
tails, make them the same length as the.
As long as you make them the same length to start,
Yeah.
straight across, it won't matter. But the dovetailing, we always do after when we know where our ribbons are gonna be. Because sometimes you want them short, sometimes you want them long. Okay, so we're gonna center up to our sign. And we're just gonna kind of lay our bow where we want it to be. If I can do which way? This way?
That's good, yeah.
Zoom it down here this way. That's good. Okay. So I think I want my center loop here in about where this line is. I think that's going to look pretty good. And so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did the last time. And I'm going to bring it off the table. And I'm going to take one of the pipe cleaners, and you might have to move some tails out of the way, but go right through the mesh, pull it down with one hand, And then I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna get the other one and do the same thing. Straight down. And what you want to do is you don't want to make it too tight because you can make it to where it's like sucks all into your wreath. We don't want to leave it fluffy and puffy, okay? So don't make it super, super tight, but it should be taut enough, okay?
You don't want it loose to fall, but you don't
Yep.
want it to smash and pull everything in.
Yeah,
too
you don't
tight
want
either.
it to suck down into the wreath.
So
Okay,
just firm.
just, yep. And then we're just gonna do like we did our sign. And we're gonna find some of the wire and we're gonna,
The frame.
I'm sorry, the wire frame, yep. You're just gonna find some of the wire frame and just twist it around. And we're gonna tuck it. Because what if you put it there and you don't like it when you look at it? You're like, no, I wanna move it. You've got length to back it out that way. You can move it if you need to. All right, so that's how mine's gonna be for there. And what I'm gonna do now is make sure that that's where I like it and where I want it. And then I'm gonna go back in and work on dovetailing my tails. I know that that's pretty good and I like it where it's at. And I like to turn it upside down. Okay, and I'm gonna turn it upside down because I want to work on the tails the way I did when I cut the tails that we put around the wreath, okay? We're doing the same thing. We're putting the metal edge together. You guys can see, I can zoom in for you.
John's already hanging his. That's not fair.
We'll put our metal edge together. And then you're gonna angle it down and cut so that we have a dovetail, okay? We're gonna do that on all 6 tails. Left side metal, right side is soft. Cut down, make your angle.
I think I put mine on too low.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about you didn't cut your pipe cleaners off, so you can move it. And if you need to cut your ribbons, you can cut your ribbons shorter. If you like your placement of your bow, just cut your tails shorter. It's your creation. It's all on how you want yours to look. There's no right and wrong. Mine is merely a suggested method of making a wreath. All right. All right, we would love to see those wreaths when you guys are done.
Very nice.
For a gift receipt? No.
Good job, Sarah.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Nice
Miss
work.
Annie?
Nice.
Looks good,
Good
Ashley.
job, you guys.
Ashley and team.
And team. Yes, nice.
Ashley and Lily.
Lily, good job, Lily.
Thank you guys. It was so fun. Oh my gosh.
Hey,
How
and
awesome.
you guys all have a letter from us and we have an email. If you guys want to send us a picture, you know,
We'll put it on our website.
with your beautiful face, you know, and we can see you and your wreaths, because this is the first time we got to meet you guys. And this was a lot of fun. And if we
Yeah.
can have a piece of that, we can have a memory from this, a
Yes.
picture of you with your completed wreath, you can send it to us. That'd be fantastic.
That'd be awesome.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. Lily's already
Anybody?
following you on TikTok.
All right.
Yay. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we have our Facebook business page, and then we have Krazy and Krafty. That's okay. You got the letter. crazyandkrafty.com. And then we have our Etsy, which is crazyandkrafty.etsy.com. So come on in, babe.
But we had a lot of fun with you guys. Behind the scenes, trying to see if I'm on camera. Yeah. But it was really enjoyable, and I hope everybody had as much fun as we did. It looks like
I
all
loved
the
it.
completed wreaths look great.
If it's a gift, I know they're gonna love it. It came from the heart. If it's for you, that's great too. And we thank you guys so much for doing this with us. And we thank the Wounded Warrior Project for choosing us. We are super appreciative, and we would love to get together and make another wreath with you guys. A winter one, a spring, summer, we do them all fall. So we would love the opportunity to hang out with you guys again, make another wreath.
And you know, so you guys know, if you guys want to keep a lookout for the stuff that I put out in the post for events, I definitely plan on working with Don and Gary again on maybe doing a different project this next time. So if you guys are interested in that, keep your eyes peeled. And I'm thinking maybe April or May, maybe we can talk about it in the next few days. But it'll be,
Sounds good.
so
Sounds fantastic.
I'll see you again.
you would.
All right, yay. Thanks, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Indeed. Well, I'll go ahead and I will make sure that I get this recording out to everybody. And if you guys have any other questions about any non-wreath making stuff, you know who to go to is me. And then if you have anything else, I'm sure that Gary and Dawn would be happy to have you reach out. So.
And we have YouTube channels too.
Thank
So if
you.
you guys want, you can always go back. We have some YouTube. We have a
I heard
YouTube
the
channel.
dogs bark though.
You guys have a great holiday.
Right
Have a
on.
great,
Thank you.
wonderful holiday. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
You too,
Bye.
thanks.
Good night. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Gary and
you.
Dawn.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye.
Thank you. That was fun.